All men are created equal, that they are endowed by their Creator with certain unalienable rights.
Life, liberty, and the
If liberty means anything at all, it means the right to tell people what they do not want to hear.
Make America great again.
The Big Nerd.
Welcome back to the Big Me Show. I'm your host, Lance Migliaccio, with my co-host, George Ballantine. Of course, kill them with the truth and bury them with a smile is what this show is all about. We do all the research and do all the digging, so hopefully you don't have to, because the plan is always to educate and unify the country one episode at a time. George B.
Yo, what's up?
What's going on, bro?
I don't know. What's going on? Can I say it? Epstein? We allowed to talk about Epstein?
Yep.
I know we were told we weren't allowed to talk about Epstein. We weren't allowed to talk about
talking
election
about it.
fraud, but you know, on this show, we kept doing it. We don't care. No one's going to dictate how or what I'm going to do. No one.
Now,
Don't care.
There is so much in those
Lance,
files.
hold on. I'm sorry.
Oh, yeah, go ahead.
The Mike Schwartz Show. Dr. Mike Schwartz, you just rated our show. We want to thank you. Make sure you go out and check out his show. Give him a follow, a like. Do it all. Subscribe to the Mike Schwartz Show. He's one of us.
Yeah.
Even though it says Schwartz, he's really Italian, believe it or not. He's a Goomba.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy.
You know what, Lance? I forgot to ask him the other day if he took it, if he made honeymoon plans for him and his wifey yet.
Uh-oh, you're burying him again.
You think I forgot about that shit,
George?
Mike?
George is now not only driven the bus over you, Mike. He's backing the bus up over you, just making sure. Back over, Mike. Yep. All right. Well, listen, Mike. I'm sorry for what George just did to you again. I apologize for
Sorry for
him because
what?
I know he won't.
What? Don't you feel sorry for his
George
wife?
isn't very good at it. George is not that good at apologies. Everybody, just he's not. It's not really one of his fortes. He's good at a lot of things. Apologizing when he's wrong is not one of them.
Is his wife on the chat? I wonder, because she'd have to say something different. Just saying.
All right. Well, listen, if you like the show, don't forget to share the live link far and wide during the show. Repost our content, post our show up on your own Rumble channel. That's what this is all about. We want to help you guys grow your social media. We had lots of great sound bites yesterday. I don't know how much short form George is going to be doing of yesterday, but there's a ton of really good stuff you can use. Because, of course, that story I gave you is gaining traction all of a sudden. The one I told you about Epstein's hacker. It's a pretty big story we covered yesterday, and I just want to tell you that you definitely need to take a look at that story and do some more research on it. Because there is no doubt that Epstein was into some nefarious shit. We got more today because you can't help it. More and more keeps coming out. And the stuff about Bitcoin and XRP, holy shit. So I'm going to tell you, tomorrow's Crypto Power Hour, it's going to be a monster. It's going to be a monster. We're going to have to talk about that. Now, when is Kirk coming on, George, from Solum Global?
I don't know. Let's not talk about that right now. He texted us this morning waiting for you to respond. But we got other stuff to talk about, too. We got somebody, do you remember Michaela Fakar? We had her on our show.
Yeah.
Yeah, she reached out to you and reached out to me this morning.
No, actually, I didn't get a DM from her. She thought she DM'd me. I believe she DM'd you. I didn't see anything.
Well, I told her DM me after DMing you because I can't get into the DMs. I need the code.
I didn't see her in the DM, so I don't know what happened.
Lance, you have to look in probably request because there's
No, I'm already following her.
I don't know, whatever.
Yeah.
I think it's a
All
new
right,
account.
well, not a big deal. We got a lot of good stuff coming up. We got a big interview. We told you about longevity coming up this week. So you're not going to want to miss that one either. We're going to be talking about the blood filtering that the elites are using and lots of other stuff that's really interesting. Stem cell. This guy's an expert. He runs a clinic down in Florida. And if you want to do the blood filtering, we're going to give you details on how to do that. Well, listen, of course, if you know this show, we have sponsors. If you'd like to sponsor the show, you can hit us up at info@thebigmig.com. Let's get right into it. Gold and silver, yeah, it's off some, but it doesn't matter. Still way ahead of the S&P 500. It's been crushing it for 24 months up until the last week or two, last week, I guess. So the 62.2 gram Prepper Bar is your gold and silver solution. They're available. They're in stock. You just break off a small piece to make a payment. Why this is ideal is you never know what's going to happen to the U.S. dollar. You never know if your credit cards are going to be working. This is a great way to make a payment if everything goes into shit in a handbasket. They come with an assay report. You don't have to worry about any counterfeit gold or silver coming out of Genesis Gold. And you do have to worry if you're buying your gold and silver on eBay. Let me forewarn you. Head over. George makes it easy. There's the QR code. That'll take you right to the bigmigbar.com. That's the bigmigbar.com. You can also call them at 888-526-7154, 888-526-7154. Now, they're selling out fast as always. They're extremely low on silver right now, I'm told. So you might have to delay if you ordered, and there might be a small delay. Fit in your wallet, fit in your sock drawer, fit in your gun safe, whatever, fit in your glove console or hidden somewhere in your car in case you need it. All caps Prepper is your promo code. 10% off on the silver, 5% off on the gold. Prepper, all caps, PREPPR, 888-526-7154, thebigmigbar.com.
Break me off a piece of that Prepper Bar.
You're a little off there.
Yeah,
You're a little off.
Hands all over the place.
You're a little off.
All right, come on. Let's get down to the nitty gritty.
You're not on a date, George. Your hands can't be everywhere. I got jokes.
All I know is we got 8,200 live viewers right now. Let's get the ball rolling, sir.
Let's roll, baby. It's how we do it. Of course, what are we talking about? We're talking about Epstein. There are bombs coming out of there. You suffered while they plotted pandemic profit. And it's not just Epstein. It's Bill Gates, Epstein, and JPMorgan, it appears. We're having discussions on how to turn pandemics into offshore gold. And this is crazy because they started this pitch, and we're peeling back the layers on this one. This is a serious dark financial web. Unsealed court docs and emails from the Epstein saga reveal a 2011 pitch straight from Jeffrey Epstein to JPMorgan's top brass. Now, this is in 2011. This is way before COVID ever happened. And it was all about donor-advised funds and offshore structures tied to Bill Gates's global health empire. It wasn't just chit-chat. It wasn't just discussion about charity, right? This was a blueprint for pooling elite money under tax-friendly, right, philanthropy or 501c3s, which generate huge fees for the banks. We're probably going to generate huge fees for potentially Jeffrey Epstein. But it was all about windfalls from, get this, health crises, vaccines, and pandemics. Now, you explained to me, this was years before COVID ever turned into this amazing $1 trillion opportunity for people, right? The scamdemic. Epstein was already connecting the dots. How did he know all this? Well, I don't know. You tell me. How did he know all this? High finance, billionaire philanthropy. All about health windfalls. So while you're suffering, they're cashing in. So this is post-conviction with Epstein, right? And JPMorgan already knew he'd been in trouble, but they didn't care. It's all about the money. He emailed JPMorgan execs Mary Erdoes and Jess Staley, and it was all about donor-advised funds linked to Bill Gates, potentially worth billions in health-focused areas like vaccines. So this connection, now, Gates's wife did not like Bill Gates hanging around or being involved with Jeffrey Epstein.
Well,
but he didn't seem to care.
He gave her STDs.
Well, can you imagine? We found that out yesterday in the docs. I had never heard that before. I guess she got an STD from old Billy. His little tallywhacker had something on it. And of course, there you go. Where did he get it? Probably Epstein Island. And we don't know that for a fact. Is that where he got it, George? Did they ever confirm where he got his STD from? Does
it matter if it was a girl with Epstein from Epstein Island or Epstein's apartment in New York or wherever the place he was?
Yeah, no doubt.
It's cruel. It's unusual. Listen, it goes in these emails. It's showing it here. All right, let me just start this. Hold on. Time out. Do you remember how we got canceled, cultured, when we said plandemic, PLANDMIC? And they were calling us conspiracy theorists, you're crazy, all that good stuff. Man, I hate to say, but we were all right again. When I say we were all my people out there watching and listening that were saying it was a pandemic, that it was, I mean, come on. This is going back from 2011. All about greed and money and control.
Now, what's interesting about this, I think, is that there is lots of details in here, and how he knew in 2011, I have no idea. But it's interesting that JPMorgan's greed, the bank ignored all the red flags with Epstein. They processed over $1 billion in Epstein transactions. They always entertained his ideas despite all the internal warnings. Why? Profits and connections. That's what their priority is, profits and connections, that's all. So I guess the offshore, this is the charity angle they were playing. So these donor-advised funds offered tax breaks, anonymity, and management fees. So what does that do? Perfect for getting, directing cash to pharma, vaccine, and plays under a do-getter facade. Now, Bill Gates loves the do-getter facade, right? He loves that.
Lance, I just want to stop you for 1 second. Sorry for interrupting. I just want to go to, so what we have on the screen is an email from Boris Nikolai, Epstein's on it, and none other than Bill Gates, right? And it goes, it might be a great path forward for some key areas such as energy, pandemic, etc. I mean, they want to hit our energy sectors too. This is just crazy.
Well, but isn't that part of the global agenda, the green agenda, when he's talking about energy? Because remember, they always play, oh, we've got to go green energy. You can't drive a gas car. You've got to go to an EV. But meanwhile, they're cruising all over the world in their giant mega yachts, their G5s, G6s, burning up, the carbon trail just as nonstop. But you're supposed to only use green energy. You're supposed to not eat beef. They want to feed you fake meat. I have to tell you, I'm over Bill Gates.
Lance, I got breaking news.
I can't understand why somebody hasn't snatched up his shitty, perverted, corrupt, scumbag assery.
I got breaking news.
Ahead. Yeah.
My little Russian Krasivia, Air's mommy, just gave us a $20 Rumble rant. Thank you so much. I call it Krasivia, my little Russian doll there. Thank you so much.
We really do appreciate all the Rumble rants and the paid subscriptions. We'd love to have a push on subscriptions. We haven't had much. We didn't get any yesterday. So any subscription stuff, please. $5 subscription a month really means a lot to us, and it really supports the show. But, look, this is what they do, right? So what's interesting is this pandemic profit, crystal ball foresight, right? How did they know all this? And to me, this is a big deal that they knew this. So this email playbook, and this is all in the fresh unsealed documents. It's a big deal. And George is pulling up these emails, and it just goes on and on, the stuff he's saying. Now this one goes in. This is this one right here. George, what does it say there? Read that one for him.
The one email, it says, this is Jeffrey Epstein, Ella Rubenstein. Subject is to use your construction. Shall I interpret your silence as a Templeton answer? Meanwhile, here we go. Okay, so would you be interested in talking to someone, a world-renowned immunologist who identified Lyme disease when it popped up in New York City, and who was one of the key people in sequencing SARS and advising the Chinese, oh God, who has a mega idea called the global immune system? If yes, I'll arrange it. Mm-hmm.
Now, tell me that doesn't make you guys in the audience uneasy. Here's Epstein in 2011, really a decade before the pandemic. And he's having discussion with other high-level elites in an email. And he's talking about immunologists. He's talking about SARS. If that doesn't make you go, I don't know what will, maybe you're watching the wrong show. Because these meetings and Gates going and hanging out with Epstein constantly, right? The foundation staff for Gates, the Bill Gates Foundation, visited the Epstein properties. And he pitched separate multi-billion-dollar funds to Gates advisor. Now, And here's the deal. Melinda reported despised the association, contributing to their divorce. Gates says he regrets it. Sure he does. He got a freaking STD. No wonder he regrets it. Everybody that gets that one of those, I imagine, regrets it. Thankfully, that's never happened to me. But at the end of the day, if you get one, you got regrets. No shit. My point is, The Blind Eye for Gold by JPMorgan, right? That they know this guy's got some perv background, Epstein, and they're still dealing with it because they don't care. He swapped out. He sold out. Epstein got off his case in Florida. Fact. Because he gave up 5 hedge fund managers that were laundering money for elites. That's why the FBI didn't pursue that case forward, which would have stopped a lot of people from suffering, but they don't give a shit. The FBI will sell you out in a second. They don't care. No. And here we are. Now, interestingly enough, Epstein later on in one of his emails mentions about an interesting article in New Yorker magazine. He doesn't mention what the article's about. I looked at the timing and I found the article. And for you guys in the audience, this is what the article he found interesting. All about Nipah virus, which for you guys out there, it's a bat-borne zoonotic virus. It can cause infections in animals and humans. And guess what? This is a disease with a very high fatality rate. Why did Epstein find this interesting? I mean, I'm sure he saw the dollar signs. The truth of the matter is, how many times have we already heard about Nipah virus? How many times have we heard them mention that Nipah virus could be the next pandemic? Is it because they all read the New Yorker magazine article? No, probably not. But people like Epstein were talking about this very early stage, behind the scenes. So the bigger picture, that you have to look at here, Gates Foundation, even though they didn't do this deal with Epstein, guess what? They took it right out of his playbook. What did they do? They just followed what he told them. Instead of involving Epstein, they did it themselves. So they invested heavily in vaccine ecosystems pre-COVID. So the outbreak, it became a gold mine for pharma giants, for the Gates Foundation. And Epstein's 2011 structures, which were tax efficient, fee generating, help tied, they were like a dry run discussion for Gates and them. So now we've seen unsealed Senate memos and court records that hammer JPMorgan for underreporting suspicious activity. But what are they going to do? They're probably going to fines and slap on the wrist. Does JPMorgan care? Probably not. But think about this. Do you really want a financial institution as powerful as JPMorgan? And George, I'll ask you this. Seemingly knowing behind the scenes what a windfall this is going to be, and rather than maybe warning the public, just participating in the windfall, do you really want a guy like Bill Gates? I'm going to give you guys some homework. I'm going to tell you something. If I were you, if I were you and I owned any Microsoft stock, I'd dump it. If I owned Microsoft products, I would stop using them. And honestly, I would leave messages for the Department of Justice and the FBI and ask them when the fuck they're going to make some arrests, and ask them, when are they going to arrest this scumbag Bill Gates? His name shows up. David Sachs, shame on you for inviting Bill Gates to Washington, D.C. and sitting him right next to our president. Shame on you, you freaking profit-chasing scumbag. You're going to tell me this guy, you guys all knew he was in these folders and these files. There's no way Trump didn't know this. And you brought him to the White House to sit next to Donald Trump. You're a piece of shit, Sachs. I'm going to say that right on air.
So you said everybody should get dump Microsoft products. What about dumping anything to do with JPMorgan, the Chase accounts, any investments and all that stuff? Well, you left that out. Let's not be. Hold on. Let's not be biased on the show.
No, I wasn't being biased.
I know you were. You were just so focused on Bill. So I'm helping you out, bro.
I saw a video of Gates eating a hot dog in New York. If I saw him standing on the street solo, I swear to you, I'd bring a slap from like the West Coast and crack him. It would be like power slap. It would embarrass the guys on power slap how hard I would hit him. He's a piece of shit. This guy's a pervert, and this is an allegation. I know there's no. I just think he's a pervy scumbag. That's an opinion. Nobody has to agree with me. Here he is over here doing this shit. And his unsavory relationship, giving his wife STDs, because he couldn't keep his tiny little weasel in his pants.
All right. Well, I want to continue with Epstein because there's going to be so much more developing in all these stories, especially tomorrow with the Crypto Power Hour at 7 a.m. So make sure you tune in. But what's crazy is, U.S. Deputy Attorney General Todd Blanchett. He was on air, and it's not great messaging coming from the Trump admin, whether he knew about this or not. He goes, "It's not a crime to party with Epstein." It's not a crime to party with Epstein. Well, Lance, do you want to tell this beautiful blonde girl that? Because she partied with Epstein. She's dead now. So tell me it's not a crime. It's crazy. Now,
what I love is that I keep going back to the statements where they said, "Oh, I don't see any trafficking."
I know. That's was my next thing. There's no trafficking. But guess what? Here's a fucking email that says it right there from an FBI agent in submitted text. I'm going to read it to you. Jeffrey Epstein was bringing children to the to human sex trafficking them out to rich business people. If you go to 901 East Carey Street, Suite 210, Richmond, the South Side, and on top floor, there's a housekeeping door. Inside, there's a men's room. Once you enter on the right, inside there should be a crawl space in the ceiling. Crawl space. But meanwhile, you have esteemed people.
George, give me the context. So this is an internal FBI memo we're looking at here?
Well, you know what's funny? So it's from somebody blacked out, but it's addressed Special Agent so-and-so.
But his name's blacked out. And this is an internal FBI report.
So the agent goes on to say, "I'm a threat intake examiner at the FBI National Threat Operations Center." This is his email he's writing.
So you telling me that Kash Patel and Dan Bongino didn't know about this email?
They both said, there was no sex trafficking and there's no crimes, but I don't know, guys. Seems like we do have it, so.
Well, one of their brother agents said there was. Isn't that enough to start a full investigation? This is the problem I have. These last sets of documents, there's a lot of stuff in here. I think, with just a little bit of effort, there are so many crimes in here that even a schlocky, the worst FBI agent in the whole bureau, could probably figure this out.
I'm sorry, people, but, Kash Patel, Dan, I think even freaking Bondi, they all said Epstein wasn't sex trafficking children. Who are you all protecting?
Well, and I also wonder, were the directives from above? There are a lot of high-profile people. Let's face it, JPMorgan, very powerful institution. The White House has got a relationship with JPMorgan. But this is pretty disgusting. And
directives from above, you said?
Maybe.
Well, you know what,
Lance? Maybe the policy is we shouldn't be going after these people for a number of reasons.
So policy is not law. Let's get the nitty gritty. And I know where you come from.
I'm talking about influence policy.
I know.
I'm not talking about
get
true
it.
policy.
I know. And at some point in your life, you're going to have to, either go by what people want, or you're going to have to go by your morals and values and what you truly were raised on. Because you're going to have to answer Jesus Christ one day. And he's going to ask you, you had the evidence. Why didn't you protect my children? And I don't want to be there because I want to still be alive, but you have to answer that. So, there's a fine line. What are you going to do, people? Oh,
I'm
going to leave the FBI early and go back to doing something else.
I've never been offered the opportunity, but I've always believed that if you're going to talk the talk, you got to walk the walk. I think if you're going to be the tough guy in the bar and you're going to shoot your mouth off and you're going to pound your desk and you're going to make statements and you're going to write books and you're going to make public announcements about things, then you got to be able to back that shit up. I've never liked, desk jockeys or people that say something and they tell you, out in the field, you can always tell when things are going down who the really tough people are because they don't break under the pressure, right? So regardless, I have to be honest. If somebody told me to lie if I had a position of power and somebody told me from above to lie to the American public, I would flat out say, fuck no. I'm not going to do it. You're not going to corrupt my morality. It would be one thing to say, we've got to wait to talk about it because we're going to be arresting these people next week. That might be one reason I would delay it. But if somebody just said, you can't do it, you can't bring it out, you can't talk about Epstein, I'd be absolutely fucking out. They would fire me before I would do that. They would fire me.
So,
Because I wouldn't go along with the narrative. And there's just too much stuff in this last document drop. I have to say, it's making the administration look really fucking bad.
and I just
Really
want,
bad. And it's
Lance.
making Pam Bondi look worse than ever. There's so many crimes committed in here. They're the claims of crimes. I'm not saying you have everything for a case, but they've been sitting on this stuff. What are we in? We're 12 months in, 13 months, 14 months?
sitting on it. No. Let's go back. This is stuff they probably had for like 10 years now.
No, I know. So it wasn't
9
just
years.
under Biden.
So here's a perfect example, Lance, because in these last email Epstein dump, a lot of Democrats are in there. They appear in there hundreds of times. I want to go over one. Remember Congresswoman Stacey Plackett? She's from the Virgin Islands, where she was caught texting Jeffrey Epstein during a House hearing and had even more connections to Epstein exposed in the latest Epstein files document dump. Remember the show? She had the 2014 emails, which came, I think, several years after Epstein's Florida conviction on sex crime, right? Remember that? Came after his Florida conviction. This Stacey Plackins arranged to visit Epstein's island, right? And the email goes, will you be able to meet with Jeffrey on his island on Monday, August 18th, 11 a.m.? This is an Epstein assistant asking Plaskett. Plaskett was noted in the files as touching base with Epstein again in 2017. She did meet. So now, let's go forward. Remember on May 13, 2019, Epstein wished Plaskett a happy birthday? And she goes on in his email, she asked how he knew it was her birthday. His response, Jeffrey Epstein, you told me when you were in my office. She then replied to him, you're good. And he replied, no, I'm bad. But I'm thoughtful. But there's more. Now you have February 2019. Epstein texts Plaskett saying, great outfit. Remember when she was in a hearing? And that post said 1 minute after Plaskett was on TV, she was making chewing motions. Epstein asked her, are you chewing? And she goes, not anymore. She replied, chewing a tear in my mouth, bad habit from middle school. And 1 minute after Plaskett finished questioning former Trump attorney Michael Cohen at the hearing, Epstein wrote her saying, good work. So, I mean, she's still around. Nothing happened to her. I mean, what's going on? Why is she even? Why does she still have her seat? Why is
DOJ are full of shit?
Why hasn't she been disbarred from her seat dealing with taking money from Epstein after his Florida convictions?
Because nobody ever gets charged in Congress. Let me ask a question. When was the last time anybody that was a high-profile congressional member, have you heard them getting charged?
George Santos is the only one. They booted us out and then charged him.
Yeah. And that's the point. It doesn't happen. They're doing stuff every single day, screwing over the American public, most of the time just because they don't get anything passed, and they just sit around talking about how. I mean, I would just want to say it really. If you guys had committed contempt of Congress, you wouldn't have made it past the week. If you were supposed to testify on Monday, you would have been arrested before the weekend. Why is it that Hillary and Bill, I know they're going to cooperate now, why are these fuckers still walking around? Why? Because they can. Because that's our system. Our system improves. It embraces profit for themselves. It embraces covering up crimes for each other. It embraces not exposing the Epstein documents. Listen, you guys know I'm a Trump supporter, but I have to say that there are several departments within the Trump administration that I think he's picked the wrong leadership, because they just seem to be fucking off. I know I keep hearing, John Solomon came out, so there's a big investigation going on behind the scenes. There's going to be lots of arrests. I see so many people that could have been arrested within the Epstein documents and nothing. You tell me why. And planning pandemic profit, talking about pandemics in 2011. If that's not suspicious, as you know what, I don't know what is.
Only way, people, and we're going to see over the next 4 or 5 months what plays out, what arrests, if anything, with Russiagate, elections in 2022, Russia hoax, all that. I'm telling you, nothing gets done. We're screwed, and the only way is to disband this government and reinstall a new one.
Can I ask you a question, George? Can we cover the Maricopa County, since you just said election fraud? Can we do that before the break? Do you mind?
Of course, Lance. You asked so nicely. Yes, sir, we can. You want me to start it?
I want you to do this story because you just talked about election fraud. Because I just want to say this. By the way, I'm going to start this. How many arrests have there been in Maricopa County, George? How many?
How many arrests?
Yeah.
Let me think. There's a hard number to come up with. Oh, 0.
Yeah, you got to carry the 1, add the 4, divide by 7. Fucking 0. 0. Go ahead.
All right, so you see what happened with Georgia, right? We know there's so much rampant fraud in Arizona. I mean, in Michigan, all over the freaking place. But let's go to Arizona. The Maricopa County Auditor Director says the proper chain of custody documentation for 2.1 million ballots from the 2020 election are missing. It's my Home Alone face. What do you mean they're missing? Boxes of ballots were being loaded in the back of a truck with no chain of custody. 8 boxes of ballots were on pallets but not listed on the manifest. Man, it's 26 boxes that were mismarked on the manifest. Come on. But there's no such thing as election fraud, right? You know what the problem is? When they were doing that audit back then, there was too many hands in the cookie jar. Too many trying to be involved in that audit. Too many trying to be involved in that audit, want to get their name, screwed it all up. I don't want to even say names. But come on. Now, this is a former state senator, president, and chief of elections officer for the state of Arizona. And they said that the county has not provided the chain of custody documentation for the time period between November election and the day they delivered the ballots to the forensic auditors at the end of April 2021. Just curious,
So why
Lance.
were those people all arrested when they didn't comply?
Well, how come when they did this forensic audit, they were supposed to have the chain of custody? How come this wasn't brought up way back then?
And how about the people that violated the laws on the books in Arizona about chain of custody for ballots? How come they weren't arrested? How come charges weren't brought against them? And this is what I mean. There's just too many scumbags all across this country that aren't facing the consequences of their actions. And they know about it. This was known. Let's play the clip.
The Maricopa County Audit Director is saying that the Board of Supervisors has yet to provide the proper chain of custody documentation for the 2.1 million ballots from the 2020 election. Ken Bennett, who is a former state senator president and chief of elections officer for the state of Arizona, said that the county has not provided the chain of custody documentation for the time period between the November election and the day they delivered the ballots to the forensic auditors at the end of April 2021. Mr. Bennett asserted that he has been asking for weeks for the documentation for that specific time period, but instead the county only provided the chain of custody documentation for the transport of the ballots from the warehouse to the Veterans Memorial Coliseum, which took place on April 21st and 22nd. Mr. Bennett said that the chain of custody documentation for the 5-month period he's been requesting is very important and needed to make sure ballot security was maintained.
We still haven't received, as far as chain of custody, is the documentation of the chain of custody between when the ballots, boxes with ballots in them, started to be filed away in their warehouse between the election and April 22nd is kind of the questions that we still haven't seen any chain of custody documentation. There was a pretty famous tweet with a picture of 8 or 10 pallets that seemed to be loaded in the back of a truck that was tweeted out shortly after I think the court decided that your subpoenas were legitimate, and it seemed to be tweeted out by the chairman of the Board of Supervisors saying that we have these ballots ready to deliver. We would have liked to and still would like to see the chain of custody documents between November and April to see if that type of an event is on those chain of custody documents, but it's the chain of custody between November and April that we haven't received.
In addition, Mr. Bennett said when 46 pallets of those ballots were delivered on April 22nd, there were many organizational issues that caught his attention.
Mr. Jarrett and I personally inspected all 46 pallets and all 1,681 boxes. We had, for example, 26 boxes that were mismarked on the manifest. Found 8 boxes that were on the pallets but not listed on manifests. 1 on pallet 12, 4 on pallet 22, 2 on 38, and 1 on 41. We did find a couple boxes that were listed on the manifests but not on the pallet. That was on pallet 40. Then we found 3 boxes listed as being on pallet 43, but they were actually on pallet 45.
So the more you raise your voices, the more you call your Congress people, your senators, the more your voice will be heard. Because guess what? It just came out yesterday that, and I was shocked by this. I know Lance is going to be shocked. Senate Leader Thune, he just vowed to use a standing filibuster to pass the SAVE Act as a standalone bill. Now, not for nothing, but why don't they just put these bills as standalone bills anyway? Stop trying to merge them with other shit. This is what confuses.
Because that's how they scam
and stops
the American
everything.
public.
Yeah, I know.
That's how they scam it. They wedge a bunch of stuff together. They insert it in bills that are 3, 4, 5, 6,000 pages long, whatever the hell they are. Nobody's going to read them. That's how they've been grifting the American public. I don't think a bill should ever be condensed. If they don't like the job, if it's just too much work for these assholes in Congress, then don't take the freaking job. Or how about the states start firing them? I want to go back to Arizona just for a second now, George, before you go with the rest of the story. Everybody out in the audience, just so we're clear, there's no doubt that if you ignore a lawful court subpoena, what I don't like about Bennett is he should be losing his temper in there. I would have said it's a bunch of bullshit. You put in a lawful court order for them to comply, and that's a crime. I want to know when these people are going to be charged. I haven't got my chain of custody documents, and it's now going on 5 months. But he's in there like a Melba milquetoast. It is a crime. It's considered contempt, but it goes beyond contempt. This kind of a way, they could have issued penalties and bench warrants. They could have started with penalties, and if they didn't comply, they could go to bench warrants and start arresting people. This is the problem. But if they want to use the law on a citizen, they will use the full arm of justice against you in the audience, full arm of justice against the people of Arizona. But these people in government offices, when are we going to start slamming their asses down to the cement? When are we going to start making these arrests? That's my claim. And go ahead, George from Thune. I just want to tell you that this is a crime they did. They should be charged. Arizona and Bennett, stop being a pussy. Why don't you say it like it is? They're a bunch of lying scumbags. It's 5 months. Why don't you start yelling and screaming in that courtroom? When are we going to be arresting these people? When are they going to be charged criminally for not complying with your lawful subpoenas? Go ahead.
Yeah, when? So let me go over what a filibuster is. Some people I may not know how they skate around shit. It's a U.S. Senate procedure used to delay or block a vote on legislation by extending debate, which usually requires 60-vote majority, which another word is cloture. And this is to move forward instead of a simple 51 majority. Now, you know, remember when you see the Senate, they have these crazy long-ass speeches. What's his name from New Jersey was there for like over 24 hours. It's just a bunch of waste of time. Crazy. What's the purpose? It's a tactic just to prevent a bill from, coming to a final vote. Well, let's go. Let's break this filibuster, get rid of it, and push this forward. Because I'm telling you right now, you don't get this done, it ain't winning the midterms. They get this done, you have a shot at winning the midterms if this bill is written correctly and properly. Because once if this bill does get passed and Trump signs it, Democrats are gonna bring it right to the courts, try to get it thrown out, and this and that, say it's against the law. That's gonna happen. Yeah. It's gonna be held up. Well, I'm going to
say this to the administration. You want to win the midterms? Start arresting some freaking people. Pam, don't do another interview on Fox News till you make a bunch of arrests. Kash Patel, start investigating and making sure you go public. If they won't bring it forward, then bring out the information. Go if you forgot how to do it, go to your government gangsters book.
Who was that?
There's
Kash Patel?
I got it right here. Maybe you need to reread your own book.
Kash Patel, you said?
Yeah.
Oh.
Reread your own book, brother.
Dan Bongino could have. Oh, wait, he left. Never mind. All right, let me play the clip.
Rich and Luna and myself are not willing to allow that.
So based on your discussion, it sounds like you're moving towards.
Yes, based on our discussion right now, we're moving towards it. Also, we got assurances on the standing filibuster, which is incredibly important. I don't know if you guys remember when I was talking about inherent contempt. A lot of people didn't know what that is. The standing filibuster is an old school parliamentary procedure, but it's a way to break through what we consider traditional norms to get voter ID passed. I think that it's brilliant that they came up with it, but exactly that's why we kind of have these discussions, and we're very happy about the outcome. So there should be a standing filibuster announced soon, and I would actually reach out to Senator Thune's office to ask him about that because they have different rules in the Senate.
So that would get you to yes tomorrow on the rule.
Yeah, as of right now, we feel very comfortable where we're at based on what we are discussing.
Can I get your reaction to the Clintons agreeing to testify before the Oversight Committee?
I actually just got back from the White House, so that's our first knowledge of that, but I would say that, I actually had inherent contempt prepared for it to be a civil, essentially charge of $5,000 a day.
I don't.
Yeah, filibuster my ass, Congress my ass, ineffective liars. All right, you know what that means? Big Mig Talk Show is going to take a short break right here, the Big Mig Show. We'll be right back with George Valentine, the angry Lance Migliaccio. Got more to cover. I'm tired of Hollywood elites. You're going to hear more of why musicians in Hollywood are so full of it. Stay tuned. We'll be right back. While we're on the break, hit the live link, share it far and wide. Tell everybody to come over here and join us, because you know what? We're still talking about Epstein.
Let it drop.
Are you ready to stand up for your community and support your local sheriff? Join the Constitutional Sheriffs and Peace Officers Association and become a vital member of the Sheriff's Citizens Posse. At CSPOA.org, we empower citizens like you through weekly webinars, arming you with the knowledge to back your constitutional county sheriff. Together, we can uphold our Constitution and ensure liberty and justice for all. Your community needs you now more than ever. Visit CSPOA.org and join the Sheriff's Citizens Posse today. Make a difference. Stand for freedom. That's CSPOA.org. Your country, your fight, your future.
What if you could predict your financial future? And what if you could trade on it? Introducing Block Trust IRA, the future in your hands. An astonishing 88,000 millionaires were created last year from the Bitcoin boom, and you could be next. Block Trust IRA is the only crypto management firm powered by AI-driven strategies, ranked #1 in the world by Bitcoin Magazine. The Block Trust IRA platform is built for everyone, from first-time buyers to seasoned investors. Predictive AI technology that was once only reserved for insiders and elites is now available to you. It's time to leave the old buy and hold strategies behind. Your assets are protected with military-grade security, offline cold storage, and $200 million in insurance. Visit BlockTrustIRA.com to book your free consultation and ask how to claim up to $2,500 in deposit bonuses today. Bitcoin changed the game. AI changes the strategy.
Hi folks, I'm here today to introduce you to the Prepper Bar from PrepperBar.com, the most unique precious metals product we have seen in a long time. These 62-gram bars are perforated and easily broken down into your choice of 3 different sizes to fit a multitude of needs. Whether it be from asset protection from inflation, economic turmoil, or its unique utility for barter and trade, the Prepper Bar makes a perfect gift for all the precious metal lovers out there. Exclusively made here in the USA and selling out fast. Available in both gold and silver, these slim Prepper Bars fit neatly in your wallet, and their utility enables use in any situation.
Forged through rigorous training and honed by the finest instructors on Earth, these canine units serve beside our nation's warriors as they fight to preserve what we cherish. When these warriors complete their duty, the Warrior Dog Foundation provides them with a home deserving of the service they've given us all. At our state-of-the-art kennels, they receive rehabilitation and care suitable for heroes, because that's what they are. Be a part of giving them a future today. Visit WarriorDogFoundation.org.
All right, welcome back to the Big Mig Show. Here we your host, Lance Migliaccio, yours truly, George Valentine, the man, the myth, the legend. We got the Big Mig Mafia in the chat, Big Mig Army. I want to welcome back one of our mods, Sherry. She's back today. She's been out for a while dealing with some family issues. I hope prayers still go out to you and your family. Hope everything worked out for you, Sherry, which I know it will because you're a badass biatch and you get shit handled. Anyway, don't forget to hit the thumbs up, like, follow, and share. So Lance and I, we got the perfect solution for the people that can't watch their crypto 24/7. That's why we're here to tell you about BlockTrustIRA.com. They're bringing access to cryptocurrency wealth to everyday people. Their exclusive Animus AI trading platform works 24/7, analyzing market data and executing advanced crypto strategies that go far beyond buy and hold. Now, listen, this is sophisticated technology. It was only reserved for Wall Street insiders, but now it's available to you. And it's no surprise that this system was named #1 crypto technology platform by Bitcoin Magazine out of more than 1,500 global competitors. So, anybody can get involved. Teacher, truck driver, small business owner, a retiree, anybody. And clients are already seeing over 250% returns on their investments, all with military-grade security and up to $200 million insurance. Your wealth is fully protected. So don't wait. Visit BigMigCrypto.com today and see how you can join this financial revolution that's finally giving everyday Americans access to the crypto opportunity of a lifetime. Once again, visit BigMigCrypto.com today and you can get up to $2,500 of free crypto. That's right, $2,500. I got the QR code right here. Save to your photo files. Take a screenshot and it'll take you there. All right, Lance. You know, I know you hate it. I hate it. We all hate it when these actors and musicians try to tell us how to live and what to do. Well, guess what? We just had the music awards, right? And Billie Eilish had to be on, a lot of them had to go on stage, talk shit and smack. Well, Billie Eilish said, what'd she say? She goes, America, no one's illegal on stolen land, she's saying. Well, so she bought a house on stolen land. Well, somebody from Australia, I got to give this guy a lot of credit. This is a great story. When I was telling Lance about it, it was like, should we get it for the show? He's like, yeah, absolutely. Then I'm like, yeah, we have to. A GoFundMe has been launched. So this Australian can attempt to move into Billie Eilish's home after she said the United States was stolen land. And he's from Australia. And he plans to do it. He set it up. I got the video and everything. He goes, I was inspired by Billie Eilish's recent statement at the Grammys that no human being is illegal and now intend to fly to America to move into her beachside house at Malibu. His name is Drew Pavlo. Listen, hey, Drew.
Hey, looking.
Drew, when you get it,
don't hate the players, hate the game.
I just want to tell Drew, if you're listening or watching, bro, when you do get it done, just make sure you got a room and a studio for me over there, all right?
I mean, he's already raised over $2,000. I don't know what he's got today, but he was over $2,000. He only needs $3,000. I think it's the move. Why not? You know, put your money where your mouth is.
Wait,
but
he only needs $3,000.
Yeah, that's what that's all he's asking for is $3,000. I think it's just for the airline ticket to get here.
Oh.
Yeah. It's only $3,000.
Well, he shouldn't have to pay for the house, right? Because it's stolen anyway. So
no, it's stolen. He just moves in for free and lives there for free.
Damn, why don't we just beat him to it, bro?
I'm saying we can do the Big Mig show right from Billie Eilish's house. I'd like to be in Malibu. It's nice. I mean, what a great place to do it. But, you know, here's the deal. You guys know how to get these people. Don't listen to their music. Don't buy their music. Don't download it on Spotify. Don't do any of that stuff. Because Billie Eilish, you know, another one is Bad Bunny. Here's a guy that's an untalented son of a bitch. He just won Album of the Year or something. You guys have seen the clips where he didn't know he was being recorded, and he literally can't sing at all. Total jackass. I can't believe that an institution like the Super Bowl is going to go forward after him talking in Spanish and saying that, you know, illegal Americans aren't illegal. Go ahead and try to move into Puerto Rico illegally. Pretty sure that's where Bad Bunny's from. Try to move into any foreign country and go there illegally and watch what happens to you. Why is it that these jackass celebrities, quasi-celebrities, musical talent, actors, social media influencers, all have this incredible opinion about how we're mistreating people that came here illegally? We have a legal process. Just because those people don't want to use the legal process doesn't justify them coming here illegally. And I can't stand when they grandstand on these shows. My opinion, don't watch the Grammys. Don't watch the Oscars. Don't give them a stage. And when their movies come on TV, turn it off. When their music comes on, if you own bars or restaurants, don't play their music. Literally, don't ever play any of their songs or music. Don't play any of the stuff on TV where they're on if you're playing movies or other stuff in any of your businesses. Turn them off, because without the views and without the downloads and without the paid tickets, they're done. If Netflix sees that nobody watches a Robert De Niro movie anymore, They're not going to make a deal on Robert De Niro movies. And he's probably already got enough money that doesn't matter, just like George Clooney. I was flipping through yesterday, looking for something to run in the background, kind of keeps the dogs calm sometimes when I have stuff running in the background when I'm working. And I was looking and I saw Ocean's 11 and Ocean's 12. I will never, ever watch another George Clooney movie. Never. And I'll never watch another Robert De Niro movie. Don't listen to Billie Eilish's music. Fuck her.
So Lance, I looked it up while you were talking. So Puerto Rico, since it's a U.S. territory, the immigration is the same as United States.
Okay, well, there you go. It's illegal. But here's Bad Bunny just using his stage to try to manipulate the Joe. It's wrong. You know what? I don't know where Bad Bunny lives. Let's all move into his place. I'd be happy to move into a major mansion. I'll be a real asshole when I live there. If I'm living with Billie Eilish, I'm going to be disrespectful. I'm going to be disrespectful to her. She wouldn't even want to come home. Maybe she'd just give us the house. George, it might be a good idea. Maybe we get a house in Malibu for free.
Malibu, Puerto Rico, fuck it. We'll have a place everywhere. All right, let's play the clip.
No one is illegal on stolen land. And yeah, it's just really hard to know what to say and what to do right now. And I feel really hopeful in this room, and I feel like we just need to keep fighting and speaking up and protesting, and our voices really do matter, and the people matter. And I say sorry.
I'd have smacked that Grammy right out of her hand. Lucky I wasn't the presenter. They would have fired me, but I'd have smacked that Grammy and said, "You are disrespectful to the country that just helped you win that award. Get the fuck off the stage."
Beat it. Just beat it. Beat it. I should go to Grammys. Anyways, whatever.
Maybe you get a Grammy for your jingle.
So, yeah. I mean, there's a big shocking story. More healthcare fraud. Gee.
Wait, are you going to play? Oh, yeah, go ahead. I'm sorry. Yep.
Lance, you're all right,
no,
bro.
No,
I know what you're going to say. You're going to play the clip?
I thought you had the clip of the guy. I thought he had an audio clip also.
Nah, it was just in there.
I was hoping he had put up an audio clip talking about how he's going to move into Alish's house. My bad. Surprise. More healthcare fraud.
Yeah.
Cue you back up. There you go.
Here's one. So a U.S. healthcare executive, he was arrested in Serbia, listen to this, over a massive $300 million COVID fraud scheme. He stole patient data and billed $900 million in fraudulent claims. Guess what? He was captured, but the Democrats released him. And what did he do? He fled to Serbia with our money. Your money.
Well,
our money.
Think he's in Serbia. They don't really know.
No. He got busted. He's arrested.
Oh, they got him again?
Yeah, he's arrested. He got arrested in Serbia.
Oh.
So when he fled, he still had significant portion of that stolen funds when he fled the U.S. Why did the Democrats let him go? Why did not seize the money first?
Because they don't care.
And where else? Let me. You want to know where he was? He was a high-ranking executive in Chicago at a hospital there.
Surprise, surprise! $300 million. I'm surprised they caught him though.
Yeah, he was arrested. He was taken into custody in Serbia. They're now working on extradition requests.
Yeah, but they had him already. They didn't need to do extradition requests, and who knows what the Serbians want? They're probably trying to get money. You know.
But let's play the clip because we got more fraud besides this. Yeah.
Right now, police say no one is in custody. And the former Loretto Hospital executive who's accused of defrauding the federal government of nearly $300 million has been arrested in Serbia. Anash Ahmed, who was CFO, is part of a group accused of using stolen patient data to bill $900 million worth of bogus COVID-19 tests. Ahmad fled the country following his indictment, though. Court documents just filed yesterday revealed that he was captured back in November. He remains in Serbia, but prosecutors want him extradited here to face charges.
Face charges. Guess what, Lance?
Let me guess. More healthcare or daycare or autism fraud or something else.
Yeah.
Let me guess. Is there more?
A daycare in Ohio. Rampant with fraud. Rampant. They have this is not daycare, I should say daycares, because they have 5,000 daycares in Ohio. 67 fraudsters were charged in 2025 alone. $8.5 million stolen. 3 stole over $1 million each. Now listen to this. one facility claimed 100 home-delivered meals per day for just 4 patients. Motherfuckers eating a lot, right?
They were eating like kings.
You know how much that bill was?
I don't know.
Take a guess.
$1 million.
Yeah, you know what? You're pretty close, bro. 1.2 million.
That's a big bill. I guess because I figured these people all seem to deal in millions. If they're not still in millions, they're not happy.
You, the taxpayers, were billed for 4,500 pieces of equipment that were never ordered. Never ordered, but were billed for it.
Yeah.
A few had Muslim names, but they said they couldn't confirm that any came from Somalia community.
Yeah, it seems like when I did some research here in Colorado, it seemed like a lot of the places that were listed here were listed with Muslim names and Somalian names. That seems to be a recurring theme, that these are the people that are scamming the American public and scamming, the funds in Washington, D.C. So I guess, let's play the clip. But you guys have to realize we are going to find.
I got the doozy next. We got the
hundreds
doozy
and
next.
Hundreds of billions of dollars.
We got the big one next. I told you so.
The Attorney General supported a new bill to fight fraud inside publicly funded daycares in Ohio. There are about 5,000 of those in the state. However, I did ask the Attorney General specifically about more concerns on social media surrounding Medicaid and Somali healthcare aides and providers. Yost would not tell me who his Medicaid fraud unit had indicted or charged this past year. Instead, he told me to check out his website, so I did. And here is what I found. In 2025, the Ohio Attorney General's Medicaid Fraud Control Unit charged or saw the convictions of 67 fraudsters or suspected fraudsters who took more than $8.5 million combined. 3 were found to have stolen more than $1 million taxpayer dollars each. And they are Janae Corbett from Dayton. She pleaded guilty last year to stealing multiple identities to open 2 sham behavioral health counseling agencies. She billed Medicaid for $1.5 million and is now serving up to 9 years in prison. And then there's Robert Flory. He was a doctor operating Buckeye Health and Research in Columbus and billed Medicaid for more than 4,500 pieces of equipment that he never ordered. Again, taking $1.5 million of your taxpayer dollars. He surrendered his medical license and was sentenced to 2 years in prison. And Terry Cotton, she's from Cleveland. She was indicted last year, accused of billing Medicaid for 100 home-delivered meals per day for just 4 patients. The total bill, $1.2 million. Now, 9 of last year's 67 suspects that we found came from the Columbus area. However, few had Muslim names, and we could not confirm that any came from the Somali community.
We've got a whole army of citizen journalists out there now that are looking into things and asking questions, and I think that's healthy for our society. What is not healthy is the notion that we can connect dots by supposition and inference and not seek any further proof.
Again, fraud concerning daycares in Ohio is leading to new proposed legislation at the State House. However, I've yet to receive any of the lists I requested of daycares that were overpaid last year or closed due to state involvement. Once I have that, I will bring it to you on your side.
All right. Well, remember when all this medical fraud was coming out and I said, wait till you find out about California?
I remember that. Is this, wait, hold on. Let me give you the teen years. I believe this is a moment of we told you so.
Yeah, and I'm not boasting. It's not about boasting, this and that, but it's crazy. I mean, this is insane. 18% of the whole country's home health care billing is coming out of Los Angeles County. One county.
How is that possible? That's almost 20% of the entire country's home health care billing and Medicare and Medicaid, I'm assuming, and insurance. How is that Any moron would tell you that that's impossible. The population density isn't enough for the 20% of the entire country's home health care billing is coming out of there. Unless, of course, let's look at the demographic in LA. What do we got? Oh, we got a lot of foreigners in LA. A lot of foreigners appears to equal fraud.
So one doctor billed the government $120 million in a single year. Claimed to oversee 1,900 patients. There's no fucking way.
I bet he's living in Malibu or Beverly Hills.
Who cares where he's living? He's living somewhere high life. But how do you spend $120 million in 1 year on 1,900 patients? There's no way. It's impossible.
Yeah, because he's living the high life.
Then you have
maybe we should move into his house.
Then you have 2,000 hospice agencies in Los Angeles County that have more than 36. That's more than 36 states combined and 30 times more than the whole state of Florida and New York. Tell me how that's possible.
Nothing suspicious about that at all, George.
I don't play the clip. Don't believe me? We got the sauce.
Doctor billed the government $120 million in a single year, claiming to oversee 1,900 patients. With almost 2,000 hospice agencies, LA County has more than 36 states combined and 30 times more than either Florida or New York.
18% of the whole country's home health care billing is coming out of Los Angeles County. How is that possible?
And take a look at this map, a cluster of 287 hospice providers in a 2-mile radius, some in strip malls, unmarked buildings, even a wrecking yard and vacant lot.
All of it is just paperwork. I could fill that out in Kazakhstan if I want and get a hospice license waiting for me.
Oh, we're good.
Yep.
All right, George, I got to start off this next story with something for you. I have a question for you.
I don't know.
Why is Dwayne Johnson the only man that can convert a lesbian like this?
That can convert a lesbian like what?
Like that.
I don't know why.
Because rock beats scissors. I had to throw that in there. I saw that joke. It made me laugh out loud when I was sitting by myself. All right. Since we've hit rock bottom, here's the next story. Hospital evacuated after 8-inch World War II artillery shell discovered in a patient's butt. Yeah, you're wondering, Lance, repeat that. Yeah.
Wait, what?
Hospital evacuated after 8-inch World War II artillery shell discovered in patient's butt. I guess he had some explosive indigestion. George, take it from there.
No. Keep going, bro. This is all you. You want to start it. No.
A hospital in France was evacuated after a male patient arrived with a World War II artillery shell lodged in his rear end. First of all, I have questions. I have questions. I have lots of questions. Let's say that you have the proclivity to want to insert things into your rectum. Most of us don't. Most men don't. Nobody on this show does, that's for sure. We're all keeping our man cards here. Of all the things you could put up your rear end, of all the things that are shaped like that, what would make you decide that a live artillery shell was the right choice? I mean, you're going through the house and you're looking around the house. And first of all, I don't know why he had a live artillery shell in his residence, but you're looking around the house. I mean, you could have gone to the vegetable drawer in the kitchen. You could have looked for other things, I imagine. But you're looking down the shelf and you're like, oh, there's an artillery shell. That's perfect. I'm going to stick that in my anus. I just can't figure out. So I guess the guy was in an extreme, and why wouldn't he be? Was in a state of extreme discomfort, having inserted a large object up his rectum. This is why he went to the hospital. Surgeons conducted emergency surgery, during which they discovered the shocking source of his pain, the 8-inch shell. Fearing a potential fire in the hole. Oh, yeah. So the bomb disposal experts were called in. I guess the French patient is recovering. I don't think he'll be doing this again. And people are calling it the iron harvest. Oh, man. George, go ahead. Take it from there, buddy. You got any comment on this?
People are fucking stupid. I don't want to comment. That's it. I mean, don't be sticking up foreign objects up your ass. That's all I got to say. Go to a sex store. Go to a sex store and go spend whatever it costs to get something that floats your boat. Seriously. And buy the right lubricant so you don't have it stuck up there, I guess. I don't know. Anyway.
I think he went in too deep. He went in too deep with the explosive.
So here now let's talk about the deep state and timing, right?
Yeah.
How ironic is the timing is that when Tulsi Gabbard just went with the FBI and busted Georgia, took all the documents.
Yeah.
All of a sudden now a leaked report comes out that a whistleblower complaint accuses Tulsi Gabbard of wrongdoing and implicates at least one other federal agency. And they're saying this is so hush-hush that they don't even know how to show it to the Congress people. I'm not buying this, folks.
Oh, come on.
This is the deep state trying to take her out. Why? Because she's exposing election fraud. She's exposing Russiagate. She's dropping all the bombs, make sure all those documents coming out there, all that wrongdoing. Even though we don't have any arrests yet or nothing.
Look, they did the same routine to Tom Homan, trying to act like he took a bribe, some bullshit like that. But I like how they word this. Highly classified document remains locked in a safe in the intelligence community Inspector General's office. Hey, listen, fuck you guys. The American public is paying your salaries. You've been installed in these institutions. All this, like, we can't let it out. It's so important. It's so dangerous. Bullshit. All this is narrative hype and more crap. I don't believe Tulsi Gabbard has ever done anything like that. I'm crying bullshit on the whole thing. We'll see what happens. But, and this is just, this Bakaj, the same person representing this individual, he represented the CIA officer whose 2019 complaint led to Trump's first impeachment. So tell me this guy isn't a deep state operative scumbag, right? They're saying that he hasn't even been cleared to read the full classified document. Why is it classified? It's a complaint. It's a whistleblower. Oh, it's classified. Give me a break with all this crap, classified G65 crapola. You guys act like you're not working for the American public. I don't know what happened here with Ed Martin, George. Maybe you know more about this. I don't know why he was removed. Although I got to be honest, he was online every morning going, "Good morning. How's everyone?" And I would put things in there like, "Not so great, Ed. You're not doing this, this, or this." No response, just bullshit. "Good morning." I don't need a good morning from you, Ed. What I need was work. So maybe this is justified.
I don't know. Maybe because Trump just appointed someone to be another attorney general that's going to have to go to get it confirmed. I don't know. I mean, Ed Martin was supposed to be one of them, but his nomination got derailed. He was in charge of the Justice Department's weaponization group. I just don't see. Did you see any big weaponization arrests from him or anybody? I don't know. Me either.
The only weaponization I saw was his social media. He was weaponizing. I just want.
You know what? Here's another one. I want to know what the fuck Fox News ex-host Judge Jeanine Pirro, who is the D.C. Attorney General, U.S. Attorney for D.C., what the fuck is she doing?
I don't know.
I mean, you talked all that good stuff on the 5 when you were there with your buddies. This and that. Fuck, you were strict as hell on there. I ain't seen shit from you, Judge Jeanine Pirro. Listen, I still like you. I think you're a great woman, smart woman. But you're going to talk that talk.
We're disappointed here on the Big Man Show.
You're going to talk that talk, walk that fucking talk, and make it happen. Okay, Lance, sorry.
I agree with you. Look, at the end of the day, it is what it is. Actions speak louder than words. I love this next story. Right-wing populist, and this is great. We saw a right-wing populist get in El Salvador, Nayib Bukele. I love him. Love to have him on the show. Incredible what he's done there. El Salvador, now an incredibly safe place. Laura Fernandez wins her presidential election for Costa Rica, and she is pledging to build an identical CCOT prison to lock up the countless criminals like Bukele did. And of course, the country wants it. Costa Rica's got too much crime also. She's got a plan to clean it up. It looks like Central America's really, no shame in their game. They seem to know how to make arrests. I'll tell you what, Pam, maybe call Bukele and maybe he can explain to you how an arrest works. He might be able to explain the process.
Oh, wait. You know what? Did you see that Pam Bondi? I think 2 days ago, she did make two more arrests. So the 2 more people got arrested for the insurrection at the church, along with after Don Lemon.
Yeah.
Bitch can make those arrests, but you can't make no fucking arrest for election fraud or Russian interference.
And look how quickly those cases get processed. They're like this, but we can't get any congressional members arrested. We can't get any prosecutors arrested, any judges, any FBI agents, any NSA. All those guys get a free pass, Pam, but she'll do some more interviews. I'm sure we'll get some more interviews on Fox News this week. Pam will probably do at least 3, 4, 5, 6 more. I mean, she's honestly, is anybody keeping count? She's probably done more administrative interviews as a government official than any political official in history. It's kind of like Joe Biden taking more vacation days than any president in U.S. history. I think she's probably on her way to a Guinness Book of World Records. As a matter of fact, maybe that's work for the audience. Maybe we should submit Pam Bondi as the most interviewed government official in U.S. history. What do you think?
I don't think
get her a listing in the.
I don't think she'd win.
Do you think she'd win as the most interviewed AG?
Possibly, yes. Let me play the clip.
See? Okay.
Let's play the clip. Might be in different language, but it's only short.
Yeah.
I love it. Well, we have another interesting story because we talked about this the other day about the Crown Princess of Norway asking Jeffrey Epstein for parenting advice. Well, we said it wasn't a good idea, and I think we still stand by that because guess what? He was just arrested over another new assault allegations. This is now 1 day before his rape trial begins. Morris Borg Holby, whatever his name is, Holby.
Prince.
It's not looking good for the Crown Prince or the Prince, whatever his name is.
He's looking like a little gangster. I think he must have been communicating with. Are there any emails between him and Epstein where Epstein is giving him life coaching? Because it seems like he took a page right out of Epstein's playbook.
I don't know. He's trying to be a rapper, I guess, with the tattoos on there and holding the gun. Yeah. Dude, you're a fucking prince. You don't need to be rapping on that, bro. You got all the
privileged life, and he's trying to act like it's hard up here in the
castle.
In the castle, it's hard. I'm hard from the streets of Oslo.
No. It's hard, bro. You don't know, man. You don't get it. That moat surrounding my castle is tough, bro. It's tough.
Yeah, full of gators.
Let me play the clip, bro. Come on.
Oh, man.
The stepson of the heir to Norway's throne is facing dozens of criminal charges, including rape, with his trial beginning tomorrow. But we won't be seeing any royals in court. Marius Borg Høiby is not technically a royal. His mother married the Crown Prince of Norway when he was just 4 years old, and he's been raised in the family ever since. In 2024, he was arrested and charged with 38 offences, including 4 counts of rape against 4 different women, domestic abuse and drugs charges. His trial is set to last for 7 weeks, but his famous family will not be there. The Prince and Princess have confirmed as much and have said Marius is a private citizen and will be treated as such by the courts. But that is debatable. Norwegian media has reported that the palace was tipped off about his impending arrest and that his mother then cleaned his house. The case is being described as the biggest scandal Norway's royal family has ever faced.
You know, I wonder if the queen is a freak. She's not getting any from the king.
I don't know.
I'm
She's
telling
doing
you,
a very good job with her kid.
Listen, if she's
4 years old, the kid's been living the high life, and he's going to try to thug up like he had some kind of a tough
if
life.
she's reaching out to Epstein, I think there's a little freak in her somewhere. I don't know. Something's going on.
She's a freak in the sheets. Maybe that's how she got that crown. All right. Well, listen, if you love the show, you know what to do. Take the short form, take the long form, share it far and wide. Got some great interviews. We'll let you know about those on tomorrow's show coming up. And of course, Crypto Power Hour, the #1 crypto show on Rumble, sponsored by our friends over at Solum.global. Check them out. Should have a great barn burner of a show tomorrow, 7 a.m. Eastern Standard in the big window on Rumble. And of course, the regular show, 11 a.m. Eastern Standard, Monday through Friday. Last words, George. What do you got?
It's Tuesday. Oh, it's Taco Tuesday. Listen, what's today's third? 11 more days, my birthday. 11 more days. That's right, Valentine's Day. I'm just putting it out there. I got no Valentine. I got no wife. I got no girl. I'm just putting it out there. Anybody want flowers and candy? Let me know. You have a blessed day. See you tomorrow morning at 7 on a Crypto Power Hour. Then the Big Big Show at 11.
I might have to let it drop. Said, gotta do hella big, had to put it back again, get like said, had to put it hella big, had to put it.
Are you ready to stand up for your community and support your local sheriff? Join the Constitutional Sheriffs and Peace Officers Association and become a vital member of the Sheriff's Citizens Posse. At CSPOA.org, we empower citizens like you through weekly webinars, arming you with the knowledge to back your constitutional county sheriff. Together, we can uphold our Constitution and ensure liberty and justice for all. Your community needs you now more than ever. Visit CSPOA.org and join the Sheriff's Citizens Posse today. Make a difference. Stand for freedom. That's CSPOA.org. Your country, your fight, your future.
What if you could predict your financial future? And what if you could trade on it? Introducing Block Trust IRA. The future in your hands. An astonishing 88,000 millionaires were created last year from the Bitcoin boom, and you could be next. Block Trust IRA is the only crypto management firm powered by AI-driven strategies, ranked #1 in the world by Bitcoin Magazine. The Block Trust IRA platform is built for everyone, from first-time buyers to seasoned investors. Predictive AI technology that was once only reserved for insiders and elites is now available to you. It's time to leave the old buy and hold strategies behind. Your assets are protected with military-grade security, offline cold storage, and $200 million in insurance. Visit BlockTrustIRA.com to book your free consultation and ask how to claim up to $2,500 in deposit bonuses today. Bitcoin changed the game. AI changes the strategy.
Hi folks, I'm here today to introduce you to the Prepper Bar from PrepperBar.com, the most unique precious metals product we have seen in a long time. These 62-gram bars are perforated and easily broken down into your choice of 3 different sizes to fit a multitude of needs. Whether it be from asset protection from inflation, economic turmoil, or its unique utility for barter and trade, the Prepper Bar makes a perfect gift for all the precious metal lovers out there. Exclusively made here in the USA and selling out fast. Available in both gold and silver, these slim Prepper Bars fit neatly in your wallet, and their utility enables use in any situation.
Forged through rigorous training and honed by the finest instructors on Earth, these K9 units serve beside our nation's warriors as they fight to preserve what we cherish. When these warriors complete their duty, the Warrior Dog Foundation provides them with a home deserving of the service they've given us all. At our state-of-the-art kennels, they receive rehabilitation and care suitable for heroes, because that's what they are. Be a part of giving them a future today. Visit WarriorDogFoundation.org.